We have derived the relation for the total energy of the electron in the nth orbit, and it is En equal to minus 2 into pi square k square e raised to power 4 m z square by n square h square. Here k is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught. And the kinetic energy is negative of the total energy, and potential energy is the twice of the total energy. If we replace k with 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, so total energy will become minus 2 pi square 1 by 16 pi square epsilon naught square into e raised to power 4 m z square divided by n square h square. Now this pi square get cancelled. These 2 get also cancelled by 16, so it is 8. And we will have minus e raised to the power 4 m z square divided by 8 epsilon naught square n square h square. To calculate the value for the hydrogen atom, we substitute the values of the parameter. E is the charge on electron, it is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. M is the mass of electron, that is equal to 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram. Epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space, it is 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12, and it is coulomb square per Newton meter square. N is the number of orbit in which electron is revolving, and h is the Planck's constant having the value 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. Substituting this value, we will get the energy of nth orbit equal to minus 13.6 into z square by n square. For hydrogen atom, and it is in electron volt, for hydrogen atom Z is equal to 1, this is the atomic number, so En, that is the energy of the nth orbit for hydrogen atom, will be minus 13.6 by n square electron volt. So for hydrogen atom, we have calculated that energy of nth orbit is minus 13.6 by n square electron volt. So for first orbit, that is n equal to 1, E1, energy of the first orbit will be minus 13.6 electron volt. For n2, n equal to 2, energy of the orbit will be minus 13.6 divided by 2 square, and it will be approximately minus 3.4 electron volt. If we substitute the value of third orbit n equal to 3, E3 will be equal to minus 13.6 divided by 3 square, and it will be equal to minus 1.51 electron volt. If we put the value of n equal to 4, that is fourth orbit, energy will be minus 13.6 divided by 4 square, and it will be about minus 0.85 electron volt. And similarly, the last orbit which we can take on infinity, where En or E infinity will be minus 13.6 divided by infinity square, and it will be 0 volt. And this 0 volt is taken as the maximum of the energy. If we draw the energy levels E1, this E1 refers minus 13.6 electron volt. Then another energy level is E2, that is the second orbit, it is minus 3.4 electron volt. Then E3, it has the energy minus 1.51 electron volt. E4 have energy minus 0.85 electron volt, and so on up to infinity. And this infinity has the energy 0 electron volt. If we consider the difference between the energy levels, because many problems are asked on the basis of the difference in the energy, so this energy difference is around 10.2 electron volt. Energy difference between the second and the third orbit is around 1.89 electron volt, and from E3 to E4 there is an energy difference of 0.66 electron volt. Here, energy of the first orbit is minus 13.6 electron volt, and at infinity it is 0 volt. So we can define ionization energy of electron in hydrogen atom equal to maximum energy minus the energy at the ground state, that is minus 13.6. So it is equal to 13.6 electron volt. That means if electron in the hydrogen atom gets 13.6 electron volt, and we say atom is ionized. Let's take some problems. Question is, an electron makes a transition from excited state is a higher energy state, to the ground state, and the ground state is the lowest energy state of an hydrogen like atom or ion. Its kinetic energy increases, but potential energy and the total energy decreases. We have to tell that statement is true or false. Kinetic energy we know is equal to half mv square, and here the term is variable term is v, velocity, and velocity we know is proportional to z by n. So as the electron transit from higher energy state to lower energy state, that means n decreases. If n decreases, this implies that velocity increases, and velocity increases, it means kinetic energy increases. Then potential energy. Potential energy is the electric potential energy, and it is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Charge on the nucleus of atom, that is Ze, it is a positive charge. Minus E, this is the charge on electron, divided by the distance between them. So it is equal to minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Ze square by R. Here, electron transit from excited state to lower ground state. So here R is lesser, that means in transition R decreases. If R decreases, then potential energy, which has a negative value, this value is higher. Magnitude is high, and magnitude is high, that means its negative value will be lesser. That means we say potential energy decreases. Third is total energy. Total energy we know is proportional to minus Z square by N square, because total energy is the negative energy. As during the transition, electron moves from the higher energy state to lower energy state, that means N decreases. If N decreases, this implies that Z square by N square increases, and total energy is the negative of the larger value, so we can say total energy decreases. Hence, the statement is true. Second question is, in Bohr model of the hydrogen atoms has atomic number 1. The radius of the nth orbit is proportional to n square. We know that Rn is proportional to n square by z, and z is 1 for the hydrogen atom. So this implies that Rn is proportional to n square. So this statement 1a is the correct statement. Second statement is that total energy of electron in nth orbit is inversely proportional to the n. We know that total energy, it is equal to En, and it is proportional to minus Z square by N square. And for hydrogen atom, Z is 1. This implies that for hydrogen atom, En is proportional to 1 by N square, minus 1 by N square. So as per the statement, this is wrong, because it is given only nth orbit, it is proportional to n, while it is inversely proportional to n square. Third statement is the angular momentum of the electron in an orbit is an integral multiple of the h by pi, while the Bohr's second postulate is that angular momentum is equal to integral multiple of h by 2 pi, not the pi. So statement C is also the incorrect statement. The magnitude of the potential energy of electron, it is the magnitude, in any orbit is greater than the kinetic energy. We know that kinetic energy is equal to minus of the total energy, and potential energy is equal to the twice of the total energy. In terms of magnitude, that implies that potential energy is the twice of the kinetic energy. Hence, the statement D is the correct statement. Next question is, in the Bohr model of the hydrogen atom, the ratio of the kinetic energy to total energy of the electron in quantum state n is. We know that kinetic energy Kn in the nth orbit is equal to minus of the total energy in the nth orbit, and potential energy in the nth orbit is equal to the twice of the total energy. Here we are asked to find the ratio between kinetic energy and total energy. So from this equation number 1, we will get the ratio of Kn by En is equal to minus 1. So answer is minus 1.